Hello there, and welcome to Navigating Life as an Immigrant Woman, where we share stories and challenge you to expand your thinking and leverage your immigrant advantage. If you are on that journey of becoming a successful woman, you are in the right place. Welcome to episode 10 of our series. Today, we're going to be exploring strategic relationships. By strategic relationships, I mean mentors, sponsors, coaches. Today, however, our focus is going to be on sponsors. The reason I want to talk about sponsors today is because I think it's something that a lot of immigrants do not even know about this. Secondly, if they know, they have no idea how to get sponsors to help them advance in their professional life, in their businesses, and in the community. Recently, I listened to a podcast and I just loved the way that the speaker talked about sponsors. Their explanation was very clear to me, and I want to share that with you. This was what they said, that sponsors are the people in the room that are carrying your paper. You may be wondering, what does this even look like? Well, think about it. A lot of times, those important decisions about your career are made in a room where you're not present. Your promotion, your compensation, the kind of projects and assignments you get. Oftentimes, you're not in that room when that decision is being made. So a sponsor will be that person in that room that once, they are looking for people to work on those opportunities, can put in your name or a word about you. It could also be that your name comes up and they are the only person there that will say, oh yes, I know her, she can do this job. So, when you think about that, can you imagine how challenging this is for a woman, an immigrant woman, or an immigrant woman of color? When you think of how this can get really, really challenging based on those intersectionalities, it's almost like, how on earth am I, as an immigrant woman, you start asking, how on earth am I going to get this sponsors? I've been blessed with having sponsors in my career, and at first, I don't think I did anything intentional about having these sponsors in my life. But over time, I've learned that building relationships, it's important. It's important for our survival. We all saw that during the pandemic. But it's not just that it's important for our survival. It's actually vital for an immigrant woman to thrive successfully. They need those relationships. You may be wondering, how does an immigrant woman build these so-called strategic relationships? How will they go about getting a sponsor, not a mentor? Today we're talking about sponsors. So how will they go about getting a sponsor? There are a few simple things to try, such as interacting with people. I know it sounds cliche, but it's actually one of the challenging things for some immigrant women, to be courageous and go out there and interact. But think about it. We are all humans, and for the most part, people want to connect. Yes, even leaders. So having that in mind, I have a challenge for you. You can start interacting with people by first practicing when you're alone. Practice what you would say should you meet a leader that you admire in the elevator. What would you say to that leader? Sometimes we don't think about these things, but that's how you get intentional. Make out time every day. It's just 1 minute. Think about it. Think about this leader that you admire. What would you say to them? Say that. Practice that for 1 minute every day. And then if you get an opportunity and you meet a leader, whether it's in your workplace or outside of your workplace, engage them because you have been practicing. Do exactly what you have been practicing, and then do it again next time you meet them, and again, because what happens is that they begin to remember you. They begin to talk about you in those places where you are not present, because now, whether you met them in the coffee shop, you met them in the elevator, in the kitchen, at the office, and you engaged with them, they begin to form an impression and they know you. So, if you have found this valuable and you want to learn more about how to get sponsors, mentors, or coaches, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn, and we'll see next time.